What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, Life with Estes. In today's video, we're going to be working on the C6 Corvette. As you can probably tell, we already got the wheels off, so something related to that. So go ahead and tell them everywhere we're going to be working on.
We're going to be painting the brake calipers.
What color are we going to paint them?
Red.
All right, so what's the first step, as everybody can already see?
Take the wheels off?
Yeah, we'll lift the car, take the wheels off. So that's what you're going to have to do to start this process. Once you've done that, the next thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to need a 21 millimeter socket and ratchet, or you could probably use a 21 millimeter wrench if you don't have a socket. But these two bolts in the back here, so this one right here and the one down below here, right there, you have to remove those two in order to get this brake caliper off of the rotor. So we're going to go ahead and do all four of those both of those two bolts on all four wheels, and then we'll tell you the next steps after that. All right, so go ahead and take this. So get in here and yep. So if you were wondering why it's already easy, I already broke the tension on the bolts so that it'd be easier for him to loosen. All right, do the other one down the bottom. It's down here. At least.
Yeah, I think so.
I'll show them these other bolts in the back. So I'm gonna speed up the process and just remove the bolts, but go ahead and show you, just since the back ones are just a tad bit different, but the bolts are in the same place. So right here and this one down here at the bottom. So just go ahead and remove those two bolts on all four brake calipers in order to disconnect the caliper from the rotor, and then you'll be able to clean them and paint them. All right, so once you have removed those two bolts, go ahead, you can hold it. You've removed those two bolts on the brake calipers on all four. It'll be the last thing that'll be holding it on is this brake line. So there's two things you can do. You can either clean it and paint it in the wheel well like this, which I don't want to do because I'm just worried about overspray on the car. So the other thing you can do is remove this brake line using a 14 millimeter wrench on this little bolt here. But before you do that, make sure that you have some brake fluid on hand, because once you do that, you're going to lose some brake fluid out of the calipers, and you're going to need some more brake fluid in order to fill it up once you're done with the job, in order to drive the car safely. All right, so don't turn it off yet. I'm gonna undo this bolt. Take this off before it falls. So you just remove this bolt here, and as you can see, brake fluid's already starting to leak out. Again, that's fine, just you're going to need more brake fluid though, so make sure you have some brake fluid on hand, or that you have another vehicle that you can take to run to the store and get more brake fluid. comes off like that. Recommend go ahead and putting that bolt back in the brake caliper so you don't lose so much brake fluid out of the caliper, out of the pistons themselves. You can put that bolt in while you're painting it, and then set the brake line up higher so gravity's not working against you pulling it down. All right, so once you have the brake caliper off, you're gonna have to remove these bolts here in order to separate the brake caliper and the mount that goes on the rotor. So it is a 15 millimeter bolt is what's on this side here. So once you break it, you'll have to use another wrench on the other side just to hold that still while you remove this bolt. Do that on both sides. Keep your bolts together so you don't lose them. Go ahead and take your brake pads, set those with the bolts. Also these little the brake pad retaining clips, we'll clean those, put them back on. All right, so basically you'll end up with the two main pieces here. Show them that one over there. All right, so once you have the pieces separated, I recommend you taping off these pieces here so that you don't get any paint in the joints.
So what we just did is clean them. We used this super clean.
Don't get so close.
Dissolves, yeah. And we use these two brushes and that. And my dad used this brake cleaner, and we're about to paint it this, because yeah, we just started putting it on boxes because we're about to paint it.
All right, so once you've cleaned them, you'll take your the brake caliper paint and you'll start spraying in a sweeping motion. Try to keep the bottle about 8 inches from the caliper while you're painting it. Try to get a nice even coat on it. Too close. So after you've painted the calipers red, this is an extra step that you could take. So the Corvette on the caliper is raised. The letters are raised, so I'm taking a little bit of extra time to paint the letters black, just the face of them, to make it stand out, just like the factory OEM paint job was. But for the actual red paint, we did about 3 coats of red brake caliper paint. All right, so now that I got everything painted, this is what the final product looks like. I'm gonna take some pictures, or I'll take another video during the day with the wheels on for you. It's starting to get dark, but basically it's just the reverse process of how you took them off to put them back on. The last step that you want to do, if you opted to paint them the same way I did, completely removing the calipers from the car, detaching the brake lines, then the last step you're going to have to do is to bleed the brake lines once you have everything put back together. In order to bleed the brake lines, let me get a flashlight for you so y'all can see, but there's a little nipple on the back of the brake caliper located there. So this little nipple right here, that's the one that you're gonna have to loosen up in order to bleed the brake lines once you get everything put back together. All right, so this is what the final product looks like. I think the red looks way better than the gold that was originally on the car looked. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think about the red on the brake calipers. If you did enjoy the video, like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.